I googled you today just to see what pops up, and it says...
Did you not know who I was before?
No.
This is a moment we remember. Chappell Roan is quickly becoming a name you can't ignore.
Chappell Roan.
Chappell Roan.
Chappell Roan.
Chappell Roan.
Chappell Roan.
Chappell Roan!
Chappell Roan!
Chappell Roan!
How did she go from being the opening for Fletcher's tour in 2022 to a rising star on everyone's radar in 2024? And why is she capturing the heart of so many, especially within the queer community? I guess we're diving deep into the phenomenon, or should I say, the femininomenon, that is Chappell Roan, and why the world can't get enough of her, while still risking to lose her one day. So what makes her so special? First off, she's got this unique character that's impossible to miss. You recognize her not just by her voice, but by her entire vibe. And vibe is such a weak word here. We're talking about the beautiful red hair, the perfect in makeup, and those insanely creative costumes, many of which she's designed herself, by the way. I've never considered myself a fashion person. I mean, look at me. But I can't help but be impressed by the thought and creativity behind each of her looks. These aren't just outfits, they are her signature, a crucial part of a persona she's creating to navigate fame while protecting her personal life. However, can you become famous because of costumes and stage name? Not to this level. We're talking crazy performances in the charts here. What initially drew me, and probably a lot of you to Chappell, was something more. Her voice. She's tiny, seriously, she's my height, so let's be real, she's kind of small. But she's got this massive vocal range that just sweeps you off your feet. Her songs are diverse, powerful, relatable for people inside and outside the queer community, depending on the song, of course, and show off an incredible vocal performance. It's like she's channeling something way bigger than herself when she sings. But it's not just about the voice. We have artists with beautiful voices that won't make it that far. Chappell's got the superstar gene. You just have to look at her live performances. She's everywhere on stage. Dancing, interacting with the crowd, connecting with her band, even doing a fucking split on stage, come on! She's more than just a singer, she's a performer in every sense of the word. Can you start to see the whole picture here? A character, a voice, an energy, it's something else missing.
I didn't really watch the Super Bowl last night. I don't care, first of all.
That's what can make you stand out, especially nowadays. It's not only your music at this point. Every detail counts. Whether she's calling out VIPs during an Outside Land concert.
It's so weird that VIP thinks they're so way too cool to do this!
Sending a message to the White House during a show.
We want liberty, justice, and freedom for all. When you do that, that's when I'll come.
Or getting emotional on stage about some of her struggles.
I just want to be honest with the crowd, and I just feel like I just feel a little off today because
Chappell doesn't hold back. I've read and watched so many interviews of her for this video, and let me tell you that almost every one of them contain unique information. She's real, she's honest, and that's something we don't see enough at this level these days. The more famous you get, the more careful you have to be when you speak. And when I say have to, I'm referring how the industry works more than how you really need to act. But it doesn't seem to stop her from being who she wants to be, even if that means pissing off a bunch of people.
I'm gonna shut the f*** up, Jim. This is fine. You shut the
Hey!
Yeah! Your
Chappell!
She's honoring her persona. She's even been open about her journey with bipolar 2 disorder and more recently her severe depression, offering representation and shedding light on mental health struggles. But we'll talk about it more in a minute.
No, it's this random twink that works at Google.
You know what they say.
Be yourself and you'll attract your people. Of course, that comes with consequences on both sides. People hating her or loving her. So now, why is she the type of artist the queer community needs? Simple. Light. She manages to bring people from different horizons under the same umbrella. She's gathering. Drag queens? Check. The queer community? Check. People having trouble accepting their hair? Check. Whoever you are, you may find that a part of Chappell Roan can help you, except if you are a close-minded, straight, white man, and I guess even then maybe you can find something. It's gonna cause a scene. She sees her baby. And while I'm sure some people aren't fans of either her music or her character, she's a strong representation of a woman that loves other women, and that is still needed to this day. And until homophobia and discrimination exist, in a perfect world, no one would need to come out. But we're not there yet. Until we are, the more representation we have, the better, especially from powerful, visible people like Chappell. The world is talking about her. Not just fans, but big names like Adele,
Chappell Roan.
Elton John, Emma Stone, Lady Gaga. In her last UK concert, we've seen Jenna Ortega, Olivia Cook, Daisy Edgar-Jones, Rami Malek, Andrew Scott, and probably other people that didn't get recognized. She's getting recognition from her peers in the public eye, and that's huge. This isn't just validation, it's a signal to the world that she's here to stay if she wants to. It's like in high school, if the new kid is hanging out with the popular kids, automatically he becomes popular too. He's not the new kid anymore. We need more stars like her. Openly gay, lesbian, bi, normalizing queerness and showing that being queer is not a barrier to success. She's paving the way for others, showing that it's not because you are queer that you won't make it. In fact, you can use your queerness as a strength while not making it the only aspect of your project. We need Chappell Roan because she's not just an artist, she's a movement. In a world where it's still tough to be openly queer and successful, Chappell is showing us that it's possible. Especially now with the rise of hate against trans people, the restriction of women's rights, and the ongoing oppression against queer communities. Chappell's visibility and voice are more crucial than ever. Alright, let's talk about the elephant in the room. With all this success, there's actually a pretty big risk we need to address. We could lose Chappell Roan. Yeah, you heard that right. See, here's the thing. Chappell's not just making music. She's creating this whole experience, this world of her own. And you know what's at the heart of it all? Fun. She's having a blast doing what she does. That joy, that energy is what makes her performances so special. But here's where it gets tricky. As she's getting more and more famous, that fun is under threat. Fame isn't as shiny as it seems. Chappell has already talked about some scary stuff. People harassing her, even stalking her family, screaming at her. That's messed up. No matter who you are, why would it be okay for famous people to deal with that, whereas if it happens to a member of your family, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't think that way. We need to learn how to properly behave with each other, no matter if you are famous or not. At the end of the day, we are all just humans that are having trouble navigating life. And it's not just that. There's this insane pressure to top herself every single time, pressure to deal with all the fame stuff, interviews, shows, award ceremony, thousands of messages, rumors, people having to say something about anything she does or doesn't do, and so on. It's non-stop. And it's a lot for anyone. Now I know some of you might be thinking, well, she chose this life, right? But did she? Really? Chappell chose to make music, that's a fact. She chose to share her art, another fact. All this fame stuff, that's on us. We are the one who made her blow up, and now she got to deal with it. And it's the same scenario for every artist. If we don't listen to Sabrina Carpenter, she wouldn't be famous. There is no fame without an audience. So we are at this crossroads where it could go one or two ways. Either the world accepts Chappell Roan for who she is, gives her the space to do her thing and let her be the artist she wants to be. Or we push too hard and we watch her start to crack under all that pressure. And let me tell you, the stakes are high. If it goes south, we could lose her completely. Or maybe even worse, we could see her change into someone totally different. Someone who's not really Chappell Roan anymore. And that would be heartbreaking. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? People love her, and the second she talks about boundaries, they hate her. Did you know that people aren't belongings? You don't belong to anyone. And if you think otherwise, maybe you've watched 50 Shades of Grey too many times. That is not healthy. Go to bed, please. So I've got to ask, are we cool with potentially losing Chappell Roan? Are we really okay with snuffing out that amazing playful light just because we want more, and always more? Look, we need to get real for a second. Artists don't owe us their personal lives. They don't have to be on for us 24/7. What they give us is their music and performances on stage. That should be enough. Chappell Roan is something special. She's this powerful queer woman who's fighting to be herself in an industry that often wants to shape people, especially women, into something else. Her freedom, her way of cursing, her unique personality, that's where all this amazing creativity comes from. If we really love her art, we've got to protect that. So here's the $1 million question, the one that has been keeping me up all night. Will Chappell Roan keep making music, keep shining her light on the world? Or are we going to watch as the craziness of fame burns her out? And you know what's scary? The answer might depend on us, on how we treat her, on what we expect from her, on how we act or don't. So what do you think? How do we make sure we don't lose one of the most exciting queer artists we've seen in years? Drop your thoughts in the comment, because this is a conversation we need to have. And while you are in the comment, please let me know which song do you prefer. Mine is this one.
Went on a lot of Hinge dates, like, I guess in the past 6 months, I've just realized I'm gayer and gayer and gayer, and I'm like, because previously, like, I dated men,